Hello, I am a Stormtrooper. You probably already know this. So since Star Wars has been a thing, myself and my fellow Stormtroopers have been bullied about this idea that somehow we can't shoot. Like, we're just terrible aim, we can't hit anything, we can't hit a single target. We're just that bad. And it's become a joke. And it's kind of annoying. Because, you know what? I'm fed up with it, alright? Today, I'm making my point. Stormtroopers are actually very accurate and very precise with their shots, and you have all just been listening to rebel propaganda. That's right. Today I'm going to be explaining to you how rebels are actually just liars, and Stormtroopers are actually extremely effective military force. That's what today's video is. So behind me, you will see that on the TV, I have Episode 4, A New Hope. Alright, this is the original Star Wars, alright? And right here we have the very first scene. The first time we ever see Stormtroopers on screen. Alright? Today I'm going to be using, the original trilogy as my example. So I'm not going to be taking into account the First Order or Clone Troopers or any of that. I'm just going to be looking at Stormtroopers. Also, I'm not going to be taking into account Rebels. Because the show Star Wars Rebels, 1, is just kind of eh. And also 2, Stormtroopers only serve the purpose as jokes in the show. They don't serve as an actual threatening military force like they do in the movies. So I'm not going to use Rebels as an example because it doesn't count. The Stormtroopers in the show Star Wars Rebels are just jokes, and the characters... I don't think Stormtroopers kill a single person in Star Wars Rebels that I can remember. It's just dumb. It's a dumb show, and it's made for kids. That's what it is. I mean, Star Wars as a whole is made for kids, but Star Wars Rebels cranked that up to 12. So whatever. I'm not going to get into it. I already made a video on Star Wars Rebels. So, people have always said, like, oh, Stormtroopers have such bad aim, they can't shoot anything. They can't even take out any of the rebels. Let's play this scene and see what happens. Alright, so we got rebels, alright? And bam! Stormtroopers, here we go. You counting the shots? Look at that. So far, 1 Stormtrooper has fallen, and look at how many rebels are falling down. Look at that. We've only seen 1 Stormtrooper fall. Look at all those. Do you count those as missed shots? Those don't look like missed shots to me, huh? Looks to me like the Stormtroopers hit their targets. Looks to me like that's a bunch of hit targets right there. Look at those. The rebels are running away in fear from the Stormtroopers. Look at that. Huh? And you're trying to tell me that they missed their shots? What is this? Look at that. Another one. Look at all these... Look at that. Only one more Stormtrooper has fallen. Look at all of the hit shots. You can count them if you want. These are extremely accurate. Alright, now Vader shows up. Look at, we only have, what? I count only the 3 Stormtroopers that I saw fall down. And what? Over 20 or so rebels? It's hard to count the blaster bolts by themselves. But it looks as to be about, like, the Stormtroopers hit pretty much every single shot. And to be granted, they're going to miss some of them, if we look at real-life military examples, you don't have soldiers that perfectly hit every shot. They're going to miss a few. So, when we're dealing with this, right now we see that Stormtroopers are very precise. Now, I'm going to skip ahead in this movie, and we're going to get to a point on the Death Star, when everyone's like, oh, Stormtroopers can't hit their shots, Alright? So we're going to go to the next time the Stormtroopers are on screen. Alright? Not in Tatooine. We don't have to worry about Tatooine. They don't really get into combat on Tatooine. But anyway, we're skipping ahead, yada yada yada. McClunky, Greedo says that thing, Alderaan blows up, whatever. Yada yada. I feel like I've been here before. Alright. So now I got this stuff, alright? So we got... Alright, this is a big scene. Because a lot of Stormtroopers do fall in this scene. Now, something very interesting to note. What you may notice is going on here is that the rebels are trying to escape from the prison with Princess Leia. The Stormtroopers are trying to stop them. They're trying to shoot down this corridor, which you think would be fairly easy, but the Stormtroopers are actually quite far off. I don't know why captions turned on, and also Han just yelled about something. So anyway, they're going to go into the trash pit here in a sec. I'm going to skip ahead to the bridge scene, because that's where we get another point. People are like, oh, they can't do anything. Oh, I'm getting lost. Yada yada. Da, 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 da. Come on, I don't need the trash compactor. Alright, this is where stuff's happening. Alright, also this scene I don't even get. They're just like running away. What is that? There we go, we're on the bridge scene now. Alright? Alright? Now this is the scene. Like, that's a fairly easy target to hit. However, these Stormtroopers were instructed to not harm Luke and Leia. Alright? They were told by Darth Vader himself, we need to let the rebels escape. Now you may be asking where that is. Later in the movie, Leia says they let us escape. And we know this because the rebels don't know the Empire does not know the location of the rebel base. Therefore, they have to let Luke and Leia escape. However, give the idea that they're being pursued. So these Stormtroopers were ordered to miss their targets. They were ordered to miss their targets. People always say, oh, Stormtroopers miss their targets, they show such bad shots. And they point to something like this. In this scene, the Stormtroopers were told to miss. Do you have any idea how it's actually arguably more difficult to purposely miss and make it look like you're trying to hit them? That takes incredible precision. Like, I know, it say, oh, it's seriously though. Like, I mean, don't try this, obviously. Don't try shooting people. That doesn't make any sense. But, like, still, it is very difficult to purposely miss a target and make it look believable. It takes insane precision. So these Stormtroopers are just incredible here, because they're making it look, realistic, like Luke and Leia are actually being pursued. However, they're still, pursuing them and making it look believable, because they need to let them get away so that, the Empire can track them to the rebel base. Alright? Now, there are plenty of other examples I can point to. In the movie Empire Strikes Back, there's really not too much, but except for the opening scene on Hoth. Think about, of course, the Empire had walkers, and there wasn't too many Stormtroopers that were shooting. I mean, we had the Snow Troopers, and they went into the base, and there wasn't too many scenes, and for the most part, they were just shooting at the Millennium Falcon is the only scene we really see them in, and, that's a giant ship, and shooting at it isn't going to do anything, but whatever. And the next time in the movie, Stormtroopers show up a couple more times, but they don't really ever get into any combat situations. And then we get to Episode 6. Episode 6 is interesting because we have this huge rebel army on Endor that gets defeated by the small rebel band. Now, imagine that you're a Stormtrooper. You're just guarding your post. You're like, this is easy. Why does Emperor Palpatine even have us here? We're just going to stand here and then hold our guns at the rebels and just wait, I guess. And then out of nowhere, a tiny little fuzzball that you can barely even see that moves extremely quickly and just starts throwing rocks and sticks at you. And you don't even know what to do. You can't even, begin to aim at it because you probably can't see it. And then it starts taking down you and your entire squad. They run through the bushes you can't even see. You're looking around trying to take out an Ewok. Seriously, it's not easy. Have you ever tried taking out an Ewok? It's not very easy. They take you down very easily and say, oh, the Stormtroopers are so weak, they just got, poked with sticks and rocks. These things are very strong. Ewoks are like tiny Wookiees. And that might make them seem cute. They're terrifying. They will run up to you and stab you with their spears and throw rocks at you. And, they tie you up with rope, and they do all these other terrible things, and then they eat you. And they use your helmet as a drum. Ewoks are malicious and terrifying. And anyone's like, oh, the Stormtroopers are so weak, they lost to a bunch of teddy bears. No, we didn't. We lost to a bunch of man-eating tiny bears. I mean, sure, they were pretty small, but still, it's terrifying, alright? That I don't even want to think about Endor. I was up on the Death Star, thankfully, but still, I had a lot of friends. I don't need to get into it. Look at my mouse pad. Never forget what we lost at Endor. Anyway, so those are most of my points. People always say, oh, Stormtroopers are such bad shots. And they have really this as, their one example of, ooh, look at that, they're such bad shots, ooh, look at that, they can't hit anything. Do you see how close those blast points are? They are actually very close. Also, rest in peace, that guy. I think I knew him a little bit. Thankfully, we do have nets. We have bottomless pits on the Death Star, but we obviously have nets, The Empire has a pretty poor design of just having no railings, but we have nets. So in case you do fall down a pit, you will get caught in a net. So he survived. This guy, you know, believe it or not, he is still alive. I met the guy. So he's a great guy. He lived a very long life until he was killed by the rebels again. Anyway, so yeah. That's my whole point. Stormtroopers are way more precise than you think. So if anytime you hear someone say like, oh, some dumb, they can't shoot anything, they're wrong. Just know that they're wrong. Also, please, stop telling me everywhere and every time you get, haha, Stormtrooper can't shoot. I feel like it happens to me a ton. Like I'm just online or something in like a comment section and I mention something about being a Stormtrooper and someone's like, haha, you can't shoot. And I'm like, haha, that's so original. Gotten the actual, you know, original ideas, you know? Any original jokes? Nope. Got nothing. All you have is this one thing, which I just proved wrong. I proved you wrong. Stormtroopers are actually very precise. They were ordered not to kill the main characters in this shot. So yeah. That's it. Alright? That's my whole point. Endor, you know, the Stormtroopers couldn't do much because they were being attacked by not only the rebels, but also teddy bears. There was just absolute chaos going on. They actually held a pretty good fight for a long time, up until, you know, the main characters showed up. The whole thing with, I don't know, it was just a mess. And then here on the Death Star, the Stormtroopers were ordered to miss. And also in the opening scene of A New Hope, we see the Stormtroopers absolutely decimate the Rebel Alliance. So yeah. I'm here to put it to death, alright? Stormtroopers can shoot, and they can shoot very well. That's all I have for you. I hope you understand, and yeah, so please, stop telling me that I can't shoot, because I can, alright? I'm a very good shot. I'm not the best Stormtrooper that can, I'm honestly one of the worst in terms of aiming for a Stormtrooper, but there are some very good ones, alright? And also, we're all different, alright? We're not all the same person. We don't all have the same accuracy. We don't all have the same, you know, KD ratio, you know, in the Imperial military, but it's not about that. It's about bringing peace, freedom, and justice to the galaxy, alright? And that's what we do. That's what we as Stormtroopers do. We keep you safe, alright? So support the troops, and subscribe to the IR Smart channel. That's all I had for you today. See you on Sunday. Bye, everyone.